So we got a hip focused mobility session. Contour around the ground, keep it straight, bend it once it gets behind me into extension, touch my knee, finding internal rotation of this back leg. I'm gonna start from the shin box position. From here, I'm gonna go back and forth between that shin box rotation, using my hands to kind of guide my posture and keep me nice and upright. From here, that's gonna allow me to kind of explore internal and external rotation of those hips. And I think having my hands on the ground, it kind of gets away from being in this flex spine position. Now my butt starts scooting across the ground. Now I'm starting to move across, donating my lower back mobility to my hips when I'm really just trying to isolate what's going on with my hips. After we go back and forth about 6-7 times, then we're just going to start from this seated up position. And from here, I'm just going to go and find internal rotation of each hip, going back and forth. I call these hip swivels, just kind of finding internal rotation, bringing that knee a little bit deeper each rep, nice and slow. A little windy out here today. Going back and forth, we're going to touch that swivel position, finding internal rotation, roughly about 8 times. From there, we're going to go back to that shin box rotation. I'm just going to go back and forth, once again, using my hands to keep my posture nice and upright as I go back and forth between internal and external rotation of the hip. Once we do that, now we're going to isolate that rotation a little bit more. I call these heel clicks. From here, I'm sitting on my right pelvis. I'm going to put my left hand on my ankle. My right hand is on the ground. From here, I'm going to lift this leg up. I'm going to contour it around, touch my heels together, keep that knee nice and high, and then take it back behind me. When I take it back behind me, I'm knee only, keeping that foot up, finding internal rotation of that hip. Lift the knee, scoop under, put it back. Let's go for 8 reps on each side with this setup. Really trying to make sure I lift the knee, scoop underneath, keep the knee high, and then replace. I don't want you to drag your knee and drag it underneath. Keep that knee high. Pull the knee up, scoop underneath. From there, we're going to go with a figure 4. Make sure we do that on both sides. I'm finding a number 4. I'm going to lean forward to kind of bias some posterior tension on that leg. We can easily lift our leg high, but the second I fall forward, where's that mobility coming from? So I'm going to be in this number 4 position, using my hands once again to keep my posture nice and upright. Pull my toe towards my shin. I'm going to lift that leg up, contour around the ground, keep it straight, bend it once it gets behind me into extension, touch my knee, finding internal rotation of this back leg, lift the knee, straighten it out before I bring it around. Hold this number 4 hip flexion, maintaining hip flexion, bring it around. Once I get back into extension, breaking in the knee, finding internal rotation of that back leg, lift it, bring it back around. We're going to get 8 of these on each leg. I think the key thing here is making sure that we're keeping our posture nice and upright. If you can't quite get this position yet and you want to open up some more workspace, we can go down to an elbow and then do the same concept. Might feel a little bit easier, but the whole end goal would be to be a nice upright posture with this setup. From there, we're going to go down to our elbow. And from here, I just want to think about pinning this leg to the ground, and I'm prying my legs apart. So I'm prying them apart to external rotation, and then conversely, diving in, lifting that leg, finding internal rotation. And then I'm just going to go back and forth. We're going to get 8 reps on each side here, just nice and slow, finding that rotation, diving into internal rotation, and then working our way back up. Really trying to pry apart. I like trying to drive my knee into the ground. Really gives me some stability and tension here. We're going to do 8 reps on each leg. From there, we're going to go to this quadruped position. So challenging rotation of the hip, just playing with the angles of which we're doing it. We're going to challenge that hip mobility and rotation just from a different setup. I'm going to go from the quadruped position here. I'm going to go left arm off to the side, kick that right leg straight back. And from behind me, I'm into a hip extension. I'm going to tap that toe. Then I'm going to bring it up and around, tap my heel, take it back, tap my toe. Up to the side, tap my heel, take it back, tap my toe. Heel, toe. Really trying to keep my chest square to the ground, lifting my arm as a reminder and a cue to maintain that parallel position to the ground. We're not rotating, we're staying square. We're going to get 8 on each side with that setup, no different than every other one. And then we're going to go to an adductor rock back. I'm gonna be in this nice, wide, long position. Hands are kind of out in front of me a little bit. And from here, I'm just gonna sink back into my hips. And then when I rock forward, I'm gonna think squeeze my glutes, not arch my back. Squeeze my glutes, feeling the tension on the front side of my hips, then drift right on back. Big reach, squeeze my glutes, drive glutes, drive glutes. I'll even coach sometimes, I want you to exhale with depth. So exhaling a little bit deeper, squeezing those glutes, bring it forward. Let's get 8 reps on each side with that setup. Then we're going to continue on that groin with a dynamic groin drift. So I'm going to be in this kneeling position, and I'm going to alternate the angles of which I'm playing with that webbing of my groin. I'm going to start forward, drive my hip forward, and then we're just going to play around with that tension. Just to think of, if I was thinking a clock, I'm on 1 o'clock here, 2 o'clock, and then off to the side, 3 o'clock. But I'm trying to take my pelvis down to the heel of my shoe, then back over to 2 o'clock, up to 1 o'clock, and 12. If you notice a spot that's a little bit more tense, a little bit more tender, and you want to kind of hang out there for a second, do so. Play with that tension, drift your hip around. The webbing of a groin, that joint, there's a lot of tissue that kind of wraps around and involves many things. So you may find that one spot's a little bit more tender or tight than others. Play around with it. And once again, we can sync up our breath with that. If you find a spot that you're a little bit more tender, you can exhale, sync up our breath, kind of have a little bit of a different feeling with that. Just play around with these angles that we're touching. From there, we're going to go up to our feet. I'm going to go with a lateral squat here. Nothing crazy. If we have something to counterbalance our bodies so we could sink a little bit deeper, even better. But I'm just thinking drifting deep into that groin, and then we'll right back up, redirect that force. Load it right back up. Let's go for 8 each side with this. Just sinking nice and deep in the hips. Nothing crazy. Sometimes I'll see athletes turn their foot up, a little bit more hamstring. I'm okay with that too if it feels good. But for right now, I'm going feet just flat on the ground, just drifting back and forth for 8 reps on each side. From there, I'm going to go with the squat setup. So I'm kind of in this squat position here. My hands are in between my toes. I'm driving my elbows out against my knees. And from here, I'm just going to rotate up to the sky. I'm rotating up and I'm resetting each rep. Rotating up, resetting each rep. Even though this looks like a T-spine movement, I love incorporating spine movements with the hips. I'm deep in the hips and then getting some tension with rotation up that spinal column. I feel it helps. The spine and the hips work hand in hand. So let's get 8 reps on each side. Once we do that, I'll go back down to the ground. I love kind of reassessing things after I've done them. The shin box rotation, in my opinion, is a great assessment tool, but it's something that you can have for yourself. This is something that you can do every morning. It's kind of like a dashboard check. Like, how do I feel today? Are my hips tight? Where do I feel tenderness? Where do I feel tension? Is it worth me exploring? Should I spend a little bit more time? Do I need to sink in deep? Do I need to drift off to the side? Where do I need to spend my efforts to prepare my hips for the lift that day? Or maybe post lift. And where do I need to spend effort of stretching tissue, giving a little bit of a tension effort to relax a little bit better?